What's happening, guys? Jason with 316, and today I'm going to be bringing you an update on the Buick, the 84 Buick Park Avenue. So when you last saw it, me and brother-in-law Roy were stripping the vinyl top off from it, and we had discovered some serious rust. Now that was probably about 3 months ago, and I got more busy doing the car stories and stopped filming a lot of the build log stuff while I was doing that. But I've done a lot to the car, and I'm going to take you on a quick walk around of it and show you what's happening to it and what's been going on. So let's start where we left off with the top here. And I have sanded all of the stuff down. The rust situation was more extreme than I could have known. I had another rust hole here. Came in, patched in new metal, welded it all up, did that, taking care of it. Still need to smooth it out a little bit. I had a similar problem right here. Another hole that was in there that had to come through, patched all of it over. Same story here. There was rust starting. This car, I think the reason it was painted white was because the body wasn't real good. There was Bondo like that thick from the factory on this seam. Sanded it down, eliminated the rust, welded that up. The back glass was a lot harder than I wanted it to be. I patched it in through the inside, and I came through with this stuff called Marine Tex, and it's a waterproof epoxy. Slathered it on there. It's not the ideal fix, but it's covered and you won't see it, and it's waterproof now, and the rust has stopped. So that's the more important thing. It'll probably last longer than the car. This side, same story. Came in, patched it out. I used the fender off the IROC Camaro and patched in all the metal, so a little bit of the IROC lives in this car now. I came through here and did weather stripping. The weather stripping was totally shot, so all four corners got weather stripping done to them. In the process of that, I found even more rust. Here was completely burned out. I fixed that. Did some vinyl or some fabric paint. Spray painted all these to restore them, and they're soft again and everything. I'm probably going to wind up doing the entire interior that way. Swinging back over. I was doing the weather stripping on this side, and I encountered the worst rust on this car. It was right along here, and what happened is there is foam in this A-pillar, and it's probably used for sound deadening. And the water had run in from the top, come down here, and completely rotted this area out. I mean, it was completely and thoroughly screwed all through here. I had to cut all this out, and I had to do a lot of patch and detail work, and you can still see where some of the stuff is there, but this is not really seen, so it doesn't bother me if it's not perfectly smooth. That part has been fixed. Then we came on under the hood. The factory carburetor was giving problems. Some junk came out, and it didn't have a fuel filter in it, and I added new gas struts here, so this works again. No longer do we need the broken off shovel that's been under there since, you know, 91. So carburetor wise, the carburetor didn't have a filter in it, so I had another carburetor for this car on the shelf. I took the carburetor off, slapped it on there, and after about 20 or 30 minutes of running, it clogged up too. The gas tank was obviously screwed. So I went back there and I put a whole new gas tank in. I didn't really want to film this because it's identical to the Impala SS that I did. Put a brand new gas tank in, brand new fuel filter in, brand new cinder in, all that. Took the car out for a brief test drive, spun it around, and it died on me. I was like, oh, what the heck is going on now? Checked the primaries on the carburetor, and no fuel coming out. So the fuel pump died. So I went down there and I put a new fuel pump on it, and this carburetor I was using was not working worth a crap. So I had it's a digital carburetor. It's supposed to modify air fuel ratio based on an oxygen sensor. It was advanced for its day, but it's obsolete junk now. So I had a Rochester Quadrajet off from Sally, my 69 Buick. I had taken it off because I was having issues with it. I did the FiTech, and I wound up putting a Summit carb on it. But I kept the Quadrajet. So I took that Quadrajet and I slapped it on, and the car runs absolutely perfect. But the problem was the Buick used a TH400 that has a kick-down rod, and this uses a TV cable. So I wound up trying to hold up a bunch of different methods to get that to work, and what I eventually wound up doing is grinding the throttle actuator off from the old carburetor and off from the Buick carburetor, and welding it all back together. So that works now. The entire fuel system has been rebuilt on it. And where we are at this point, alternator died on it as well. Put a new alternator on. It's just a one wire, no big deal. I moved on to the air condition system, which I wound up changing this a long time ago. Put it on, put everything together, vacuum the system down, charge it up. It's got ice cold AC in it, but it was not coming out of the vents. So we came in here and dissected the dash on it and got into this thing here, and I found out the problem. And the problem was, previous Jason was a moron. I apparently 10-15 years ago did not know what the heck I was doing, so I came in here and I wound up running my own vacuum lines that would only let it run on here. Come to find out, the vacuum actuator in here was leaking. It was dirty. I took it apart, cleaned it up, reassembled the vacuum lines, and the AC system works as it should. So that is pretty much where we are. Okay, one other thing is, whenever I first started this project back in March, I ordered a vinyl top for it. There's the vinyl top inside now. It's all wadded up and all that. This company had 6 to 8 days for ship time on it. After 6 weeks, I'm calling them and saying, hey, you know, where the heck's my vinyl top? They say, okay, you know, the virus messed everything up. It's taking a little while. We're shipping it out tomorrow. Cool. So I started shipping it out, and it comes here, and this box doesn't look like it has the size of this vinyl top. It's super light. I open it up. Sure enough, they sent me a vinyl top for a 2-door Buick LeSabre, not a 4-door Buick Electra like I ordered. Called them back. I'm like, guys, this is all messed up. You've sent me the wrong top. Come on. They look it up, say, oh yeah, okay, our people who they outsourced to screwed up and sent me the wrong top. So I had to send that thing back, and another month went by, and I finally got the top that I needed. Took them forever. So yeah, 6 to 8 days turned into a 3 or 4 month debacle, but I've got the top now. So where we are currently is paint. I've already got the paint purchased here. Step number 1 is going to be the top. I want to shoot the top, get everything, you know, nice up here, and get ready to put the vinyl top back on. I've done one vinyl top in my career. It was on my 1970 Mercury Cougar. The top itself came out okay. The work I did to the top itself did not really turn out that well. But here is not much issue. I want to smooth this out just to make sure there's no lines on the top. Here and here, I'm going to come in with a sander, take care of that, smooth everything out, paint the top, and then put the vinyl top on, which the only tricky part is this thing here, because this thing has the vinyl wrapped around it and then it's riveted on. I have no idea how that's supposed to work. I'm going to have to improvise as I go, because it actually rivets in places here, 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 and so on and so forth. That's going to be fun. But that's what's going to be next up on the to-do list, is paint. So so yeah, that's what's been going on with this particular Buick. I wish I would have recorded a lot of this, but it was more of a just not feeling recording and doing it. It was a lot of manual grunt work that required tons of concentration and skills. So I didn't wind up doing it, but you're all caught up on it now. I'm going to start filming the process a little bit more. Stuff like the paint that's coming up here real quick like. I'm going to be filming that process and walking you through all that stuff. So as always, thanks for watching. Please remember to like, subscribe, and hit the bell icon if you're enjoying these videos and you want to see more.